internet. I think I have everything up and running, hopefully. How you going? My name's James. I'm a product designer. You could say something between a mechanical engineer and an industrial designer. And in these streams, I've been working on a project that's called currently the Live Drum Machine. And it's a hardware digital drum machine, I guess you can say. And I'm working in SolidWorks, and in the rush of trying to get everything posted and online, going live, I forgot to open SolidWorks. So I'm opening that now, and then I can show you what it's all about. So let's get that happening quickly. Yeah, so I'm over here in SolidWorks for Makers, and this is the device as it is now. Yeah, so it's basically a metal box with a big old PCB in it and a bunch of buttons. These are keyboard switches. We have some endless potentiometers, some 1/4 inch or 6.35 millimeter audio jacks, and some 5-pin DIN MIDI jacks, and finally a Raspberry Pi 4B, which is going to be the brains of this prototype, but eventually we'll probably swap to some other computer. Yeah, so that's the gist of it. By the way, what's up, Elk? Thanks for joining in, man. Sorry, thought I would just get through the intro first before I started chatting. Thanks again for joining, as always. Love having you here. What's on the agenda for today? If I switch to the correct camera. So at the end of the last stream, I think I had checked off grips, which was these. Oops, what is that square? Oh, I started a 3D sketch. Whoops. Yeah, so we started. Well, I put these rubber grips in here, and yeah, maybe it makes it a little bit easy to see what's going on if I stop everything from being transparent. So we got some rubber grips on the bottom to stop things from slipping around. So I checked that off the list, and I was kind of thinking, like, what do I do this time? And I remember, Elk, you said at some point that it would be cool to have some kind of mount on the bottom to put it on a stand. So I've written down here on my little list, Vesa mount, question mark. Not sure if Vesa mount makes more sense, or perhaps like a tripod mount, like a 1/4 inch thread. Sort of leaning more towards Vesa mount because it's a bit more stable. I guess you have like 4 points of contact instead of 1. And the other thing is MIDI board connectors. So let me show you what I mean by that. As long as it can be mounted, lol. Yeah, I think we can make it mountable for sure. But don't you want to... We need to make it mountable in the perfect way, you know? So what I have is this weird little design that I came up with for DIN MIDI jacks. You can get 90-degree or right angle jacks that will mount down onto a PCB like this, but they end up being really tall, and I'm trying to make the device as low profile as possible. So putting them on a separate PCB like this and using the vertical mount ones means that I can do that. I can squeeze them in, but it also means that I can put them at whatever height that I want. These ones, the height isn't so important because they're not actually that tall, so I can even move the PCB up a little bit if I want. But yeah, these are a bit bigger, and having them on a board like this means that I can place them at whatever vertical height I want. Could do the same with these jacks. Technically, maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I should investigate that actually, because I don't remember. I'll think about that actually. What did I miss? I just installed some little shelves on my desk to get some space. Well, I mean, you have a tendency to fill that desk up, don't you? But you, at least you empty it back out again. But it's good thinking though. You know, coming from a UX designer myself, I love the idea of optimizing the space and making things nicely reachable and stuff. So, have you got any photos? Be keen to see it. Now I had at some point, I do have, but having some mounting options would be great. Right. Oh, okay. We're talking about the mounting on this thing, right? I just installed some little shelves on my desk to get some space. Yeah, I think we can handle some mounting. I'll put some mounting in there for sure. The J, can't read it. Shit. The J Blanco, thanks for the follow, and thanks for clicking the stream. Welcome. I'm not sure if you're still viewing or not. I can't actually see, but yeah, welcome. Yeah, so what I'm thinking, I mean, this is a bit of a distraction. Yo, welcome, man. I'm just looking at these MIDI jacks. Now, I spoke a little bit to Yesser, who's the other guy, one of the other guys I'm working on this project with, and he said that he would like to have at least 3 MIDI jacks. Because it's a drum machine, it's probably going to be the clock source for any other devices that are in the chain or in the setup. So yeah, he said maybe we should have a MIDI in, MIDI in and a MIDI out, and then a third jack which could be configurable as either a second MIDI out or a MIDI through. So yeah, I mean, I was wondering, like, are we just getting to the point where it's becoming like a MIDI hub? And could we do this with an external device? But we do have a bit of space along the back of the device, so we can probably fit another MIDI jack. Yeah, so I think that won't be a huge problem. So I'll probably chuck a third one in there. And then I have to figure out how to get the signals from this board onto this board. And I'm thinking I'll use something like these pin headers and sockets like this, but I'll have to use a 90-degree pin header so that I can get it around the corner. So yeah, either I put a 90-degree pin header on here and then it'll plug down into this PCB, or I put a 90-degree pin header here and it'll plug sort of this way. The 3-jack setup is pretty common. The switchable is becoming more so. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, for a drum machine, I can see, I think it's warranted. Like it's, yeah, I think it makes sense. So now, as a bit of a distraction from this, I was just thinking, should I investigate whether I can put the audio jacks also on a vertical mount? I have a feeling the vertical mount 1/4-inch jacks will be too tall. Like it won't line up horizontally. But let me just check that. I think I have a CAD file somewhere. Let me just check. I might have a CAD file somewhere that's like a comparison. Where would it be? Anyway, tell me what's going on with you guys while I quickly look for this file. The J Blanco, tell me a bit about yourself. What brings you here? Did you see my post in the Golden Shrimp Discord or something, or how did we end up here? Are you on the Synthesizers Discord? Yeah, I also posted there. Trying to get some new viewers in. Oh, did you? Oh, thanks, man. Have you done that before? I didn't realize you would do that, but appreciate it. What are we looking at? Connectors. Distracted from work, one of those Fridays you just want to move forward. Yep. GSG fan. Oh, nice. Also Synth Discord. Perfect. Same communities. Nice. Alright, I found this folder where I thought I had a CAD file. Sorry if this is super boring. I'm looking for a file right now. Oh, I know I've got it somewhere. Come on, where is it? Didn't realize that James is promoting his streams now, lol. I definitely tagged you on the Synth Discord seeing if it was you. Yeah, I mean, I just did it today. Like, I normally don't do it, but yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe it's time to I don't know, try to bring some more people in, I guess. Oh man, I don't know where I put this thing. Thought your nick looked familiar. Elk, yeah. Just doing a file cleanup myself for the next hour-ish. Interesting chatter to listen to helps. Okay, I'm doing some file cleanup right now. I don't know. My OCD is getting the better of me and I feel like I have to find this file now. But I need to stop at some point. Shit, man. Oh, I think I found it. Okay. It was exactly where it should have been. So, never mind. Let me open this up and I'll show the screen again. Shit. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I made this at some point to compare the heights of different jacks, and yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Like if I go back here, I was thinking about taking these audio jacks off the horizontal PCB and putting them onto this vertical PCB, but the vertical height is way too much of a mismatch. So yeah, because it'd be one of these jacks, this would be the audio jack, and there's the MIDI jack, so that's not gonna work. If it was 3.5 millimeter, I think it would work, but this one won't. Yo, Orange Brandon, what's going on? Welcome, thanks for clicking the stream. Looks pretty clean. This is just a demo thing of some jacks, but yeah, I'm gonna close that. This is what I'm working on. Yeah, thanks for joining, man. Tell us a bit about yourself. Okay, so I got a bit distracted and I think I need to go back to the task at hand, which is adding a third MIDI jack. So I'm gonna do that. Very slim. It is very slim. That's my goal here. Actually, that's kind of the purpose of this vertical mounted PCB with MIDI jacks on it, is to make the device as slim as possible, because right angle MIDI jacks, they're just too big. They're bigger than they need to be. So, okay, let's find my PCB top sketch. And PCB front. That's where I've got the MIDI jack stuff. So, okay. Run off a Pi? Yeah, it is going to run off a Pi for now. This is for audio control. Hang on, just let me catch up on the messages. Slim like the mythical Space Bee synth from Superlative. I don't know that one. I might have to look it up in a sec. Audio for control. It's going to be a drum machine, like a hardware drum machine that has a software brain, I guess. This is sort of like a mid-fi, not quite hi-fi prototype. So it's going to be close to the final product, but still like a testing platform. That's why we're going to run it on the Raspberry Pi. And eventually I'll probably put something a bit more compact in there, I think. Might still be a Pi, but like a compute module or something. Okay, I'm just going to move these jacks over a bit, and yeah, I need to add a third one of these. How am I going to do that? All right, my spacing needs to change. So what's keeping these in the center? I can't remember. Is it that? No. Don't know what that did. These equal? That's it. Okay. I need to do this again. Need to make all those sketches equal to this. Well, I'm busy playing Siege now, so see ya. No worries, man. Thanks for joining anyway. If you want to see more of this stuff again, feel free to follow. Only if you want, no pressure. But I would appreciate it. But yeah, otherwise enjoy the sesh, man. Enjoy the Siege. Okay. Oh god, I'm an idiot. I still haven't figured out. I wanted to try to make a script to copy sketch entities and keeping like external references. Still haven't figured that out, so I have to manually do it every time. I did post this stream in the SolidWorks Discord this time, so maybe somebody from there will some point watch and tell me how to do it better. Yeah. What else is going on? What's going on with you, Elk? What have you been working on? Been selling any gear or anything? That sounds so bad when I think about Australian slang. Okay, there we go. Got my third MIDI jack. Let's whack that on the board. Can hide this. Actually, yeah, gonna meet someone today and ship a pedal out next week. Somebody's banging on the wall, and I don't know if they're trying to tell me to shut up or if there's something going on in the apartment. But it's 9 p.m, so chill. Gonna meet someone today and ship a pedal out next week. Selling my DeepMind 12. Alright, let me look up some of these devices you've been telling me about. Okay, first things first. What is it? What is space B superlative? Ooh, okay. It's pretty slick. Pretty slim indeed. I like it. This is new, is it? I saw something from Super Booth. Not bad, not bad. And DeepMind 12. Oh, that was one word. Whoops. Totally messed it up. Oh, another synth. Okay, it's from the devil. Behringer. No, I don't mind them, don't worry. It's like Apple made a synth, except it's been in production hell for like 5 years. Ooh, rough. Been there. It looks pretty cool. My only criticism, I mean, I always have criticisms, but come on. There's a reason why pianos are designed with white major keys. I mean, white. I'm blanking on the word right now, but the white keys with black flats and sharps. There's a reason why they color code them. That's all I'm gonna say. It's solid aluminium, I'm pretty sure. Jesus. That's pretty cool. Expensive, but cool. USB-C, I like that. 3.5 MIDI. I actually also like that. Like, to be honest, I think I prefer that, but we're doing DIN MIDI because yes, I want it. Mod CV and a pedal in. That's pretty cool. I like these knobs too. That's an interesting design. And I like that it has the indicator line at the top and at the base. So you can see what it's pointing to, but you can also see it from the top. Same, I prefer 3.5 over DIN. Yeah, I think it's just much cleaner. It's just a shame that they kind of, like, companies didn't really align on the correct pinout for it, and you get different pinouts on different products. Otherwise it would have been much better, I think. I love the design. I have no idea if they will ever get units made. Oh shit, it's that bad. Well, I feel their pain. But yeah, it does look very cool. I'll just ask them, like, if this is aluminium, just don't make these ones black. Just keep them raw aluminium. I think that'd look cool. I get it. Synths, black, you know, techno, everything black. But, you know, also, vision matters. Looks like a cool piece of kit though, I do like it. Uh-oh. Dude, I was so pissed off on the last stream. I hope I wasn't being too annoying to you. I think it was the last one, maybe the other one. I was just having a shitty day. When those screws kept fucking up. I know it. Yeah, sorry if I was being a dick. Same, I don't care about the colored keys. The bed is the same as all keyboards, and I don't look at my keys when playing LOL. Yeah, that's a fair point. Like, if you get used to it enough, you shouldn't have to look at the keys, but I don't know, I do like the visual feedback as well. I think the more kinds of feedback you have, the better. You needed a Snickers bar, but it was fun. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was struggling. But I'm alright now. The screws are working, so, you know. I reckon I can probably squeeze these things a little bit closer to each other. That might be too close, but let's see. To figure out where to put the connectors too. Why did I put that 1mm thing there? And what is that actually measuring? Whatever, I don't know. And why did I put this here? I have no idea. Who cares? Let's move on. Well, I should probably move the screen back into the middle of the device. Whoops. Okay, PCB front. This is where I got the MIDI jacks. So I'm gonna get another one. Elk, do you know Jenk from he used to work at Electron, and he's like a Octatrack wizard. Like he used to do all the videos and stuff for Octatrack, I guess. The reason why I ask is because I just saw a post from him the other day saying that he's now, like his setup now. You haven't heard of him? So he used to work at Electron, and he was like doing a lot of the video content. He was like, I think he was a product specialist there, and yeah, he basically was like the resident Octatrack wizard. I've heard of him. I believe working with Ableton now. Ah, that would make a lot of sense, because I was gonna say, I just saw him post on Instagram yesterday saying that he's playing with a push 3 now. Like that's what his setup is consisting of, I think. So that's cool to see, and good on him if he's working with Ableton. That's cool. I'm an Ableton user myself. I like the company, like the devices. Would have loved to have worked on the Push 3. Applied. Didn't get any response, but you know, can only try. I mean, I didn't know for sure that they were making Ableton 3, but I did drop a resume there. I just picked up Ableton Intro. Nice. I mean, I'm not one of these people who are like, you have to use Ableton, it's the best or ever. Like, I think it's pretty safe to say, like, whatever you're used to and whatever does what you need it to do is the best option for you. But I've always been a fan of Ableton. It resonated with me for some reason. I'm a Bitwig guy myself. I still haven't tried Bitwig, so maybe I'm a Bitwig guy too. I don't know. It does look cool from what I've seen. Like they have like a node-based editor kind of thing on there, I guess. I saw something like that. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I like that kind of thing. But Ableton was so much easier to set up bidirectional MIDI communication. Yeah, I mean, there's trade-offs, right? Like with having a big company and a small company. Like Bitwig split from Ableton, from what I understand, and they were able to really quickly, like develop a whole project with like lots of cool new features and stuff. And when you don't have like hundreds of thousands of users, it's easy to do that because you can make big changes without pissing people off. But then you don't have the development resources to make things work flawlessly, you know? And Ableton isn't flawless by any means, but like, you know, they've got, and they don't introduce so many features very often. Like they do keep handing out new features. But it's, you know, it's a steady, slow pace. But they have the money to spend on like QA and stuff, you know, and they make sure that things work. So it's probably a bit more mature in how they've implemented MIDI. I have no idea though. I got it functional in Bitwig yesterday. Now my error reflects the values of my synth. Is that that controller thing you've got? Or am I about to Google something? yeah. That's what I was thinking. The error touch. Yeah, this thing. Okay, cool. MP controller. Got it. I got it. Alright. Let's spawn in another MIDI jack. Parallel, parallel, parallel. This. This. And I need to show that sketch. Let's see if this is going to give me as much pain as the screws did on the last stream. Hopefully not. Nice. All right. See that? We got 3 MIDI jacks. But we've only got 2 holes. Just got to put another hole in there. So, okay, let me try to understand what you're trying to set up. So bidirectional MIDI communication. I got it functional in Bitwig. My MP controller. So when you say bidirectional, what are you sending to the controller? Are you sending back like light on off or something, or is it like visual feedback? Let me put this in this folder here. Okay. Rear holes. Show us the rear holes. PCB front. Make them equal. Okay. Is that going to automatically put a hole there for me? Surely not. How well did I set up the model? Am I a genius? Come on, the suspense is killing me. Okay, not today. I'm not a genius. Oh, alright, better luck next time, I guess. Big dumb idiot. Where's rear holes? Rear holes. There we go. Is that a big dumb idiot emoji? What is that? Like Scooby-Doo or something? I'm too dumb to know what it is. Alright. Check out my rear holes. Now we're cooking. Okay. Looks good. So yeah, now I need to figure out how to get these. Also need to make a cutout in this PCB. need to figure out, well, I need to figure out a bunch of things actually. Laughing dog from 70s cartoon. Muttley was his name, I think. Super annoying laugh. Okay. Weird reference, but I dig it. So I need to figure out a bunch of things. I need to figure out how tall or how high the main PCB is going to be, which that might change later. I don't know. It might get lower, it might get higher. Rocky and Bullwinkle. That rings a bell. Bullwinkle. Yeah, so if these jacks were a bit higher, I wouldn't need to have these cutouts in the PCB. Fucking Apple autocorrect. Dude, my autocorrect's been driving me crazy as well on my Samsung. It used to be fine, but then I changed the keyboard to Google keyboard, and then I changed it back to Samsung keyboard, and it forgot all my words. So like, when I try to write fuck, it writes funky. If I try to write gonna, like going to, it writes goanna. It's just stupid. Wacky Races. Wouldn't be surprised if he showed up on another Hanna-Barbera shows. Mine is Duck. Duck and L. Go and get ducked. Duck and autocorrect. My own name gets corrected to Korean. Wait, isn't your name Jordan? What the fuck? Okay, yeah, so I'm distracted, but I need to figure out where I'm going to put these pins to connect this to this. And if I put the jacks this close together, as I have here, there's probably not going to be that much space in between them for pins. Depending on how I do it. I could put them on the bottom of the PCB. Yeah, that could be an option too. Could put them, yeah, I could put them underneath here. Plugging in this direction. Alright guys, I need some consultancy here. Normally I use my trusty CAD software, Microsoft Paint, but I think this time I'm just going to do a screenshot so I can draw on the screenshot. Okay, here we go. Let's make this a bit bigger. So this vertical PCB is for the MIDI jack, right? And this is like the bottom of the enclosure here. So I've got a bit of yeah, ignore this board. That's like that's the Raspberry Pi. So ignore that board. I can either put the pins legit just the word Korean. So you're saying when you write Jordan it corrects to Korean, but there's a country called Jordan. Okay, so I can either put the pins up here. That's ridiculous. Alright, help me sort this out. So I can either go like pins through here. Oh, maybe I don't even need right angle pins. Maybe I can use a right angle socket. That's terribly great. Alright guys, I need you to help me work through this. I need you to understand what is going to happen here. So this board is going to attach to this board, right? And it's going to be fixed mechanically. And then in the top of the enclosure here, there's going to be like a little slit in this shape that PCB fits into, right? So that when this PCB is screwed up through this screw here, this board's going to be like locked into this board, like it'll fit into a hole. And when I put this up and this is in that slot, it's not going to be able to move, so it's kind of locked in. So the bottom needs to not be able to move in this direction. Okay, so that means that it needs to lock into this PCB coming down, I think. Is that true? Which would mean I would need to have pins that like come out like this and go down at a right angle into a socket that's like this. Yeah, so that could be one option. And then, yeah, so this board will have like, it'll like slot into this board. Yeah, because I meant to have all the components on the top of this board, I think. The other option would be the other option would be that I could have pins just going straight like this into a right angle socket that has like, that's like surface mount, and it like attaches to the board like this. So that would mean that that this board comes in this direction and fits onto there, and then this would get pushed up into that slot, so it would be locked in up here, and at the bottom it would just be the pin, like the friction of the pins that's holding it in place, which probably is not good. I mean, this would probably be like pushed up against the enclosure. But I'm just worried, like pulling the cable in and out of the jack, then it would be kind of like levering it or pivoting at this point, and maybe these pins might want to like pull in and out of this socket. Second option seems like it would be tough for assembly, Um, I think the assembly would be fine, because like this have to do the slotting in the correct steps. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to do that either way. Like either way, you first have to attach this PCB to this PCB before you attach both of them up into the top piece. Like the top piece is separate from the bottom piece, and then that all lowers down into the bottom. Yeah, so what I'm worried about is like this moving in this direction, and like wobbling around, but I got it concerned with the connection walking out over time. Yeah, so, but like the thing is, the jacks are like pressed up against the edge of the enclosure, so I think that it shouldn't be able to move out very far, so maybe it's okay. Because what I like about this is that the alignment, like, because I have to align this with this slot up here. So with the other idea, like if the pins are coming like down like this, I have to make sure like that these pins are the exact, like that this header is in the exact position so that when these come down, it like lines up with the holes. But then once it's in there, it would be like totally fixed. Like once it's screwed up into this top plate, it's not going to move. It's just about whether I can get that alignment right. Not entirely convinced about the right angle pins. Be like a little block here as well. In that example, it sounds like the right angles, but in a custom solution. No. In that example, it sounds like the right angles, but in a custom solution. These pins are, you can buy these pins. It's like you can buy them right angle like this. Let me bring some of these up so I can see what we have available. It's on the German site. Yeah, so do I not have mail? Did I click the wrong thing? Okay, female sockets. Oh, here we go. Headers and male pins. So 2 rows, and it's going to be panel mount snap in through hole. No, I just want like through hole right angle. Oh, there we go. I guess the right angle connectors have the benefit of having those little connectors to stabilize them on the board too. You mean like the... Wait a second, let me try and find a picture of them. Row spacing. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I need to find male pin unshrouded. That's what I want. And I think I'm gonna use a 6-pin, so 2 rows of 3. Wait, 6. There's one option. So the right angle connectors have the benefit of having those little connectors to stabilize them on the board too. Do you mean like this plastic part? Yeah, my worry is that that thing can slide. But actually, is that a good thing? Maybe. Like it could be a good thing because then that could help you align it and you solder it after you plug it in. Or is that a dumb idea? Could very well be a dumb idea. Sorry, I mean the full up right angle MIDI connectors that go directly onto the boards. I'm probably talking crazy talk. The problem with the right angle MIDI connectors is they're just really tall. Like, you know, I would have to make the device like 10 millimeters taller than it is because they're super tall. So another option could be that I put the pins on the board, on the horizontal board like this, and I put a vertical, a right angle socket on the vertical board like that. It could also be an option to not have to have the right angle pins. Might be easier for aligning things, potentially. What kind of right angle sockets do they have? Oof. There's not many options. Ooh. 0 options. Seriously? I must have clicked the wrong number of rows. Thanks for letting me listen in, heading out to catch the last meeting of the day. No stress, man. Thanks for joining. It's good to have you here. Enjoy your meeting. Maybe I'll see you here again soon. Or some other day. Okay, so now I've got 58,000 options. That's pretty good. Let's try and find a right angle one. Through hole right angle. Surface mount right angle. Okay. What's the difference between number of positions and number of positions loaded? Okay, so I think the main thing I need to figure out is, like, does this board need to insert down? So let me do some drawing. Does this board need to insert this way, or can it insert this way? I think in terms of space of putting in sockets and stuff, it would be preferred if it's this way. But yeah, then I'm worried about this, like, moving in and out of the socket. It could just be like rattly. So I kind of want this to, like, slot down into this PCB and then screw up into this one. Actually, So if it plugs in this way, it's plugged into a socket there. The danger is that this moves left and right. And when you pull on the jack, it could move towards the enclosure. Because it's not locked in. But if it plugs in this way, and if I don't have this hard up against the top, the danger is that this could move up, and then this jack wouldn't be aligned anymore. That could possibly be worse. But I just have to prevent it from moving up. I think I just have to try one way or the other, and then make the prototype and see how it feels. And I think that I want to do it this way so that it locks into place there and there, so that the direction of pulling on the jack can't move it. I think that's what I'm going to do. And to avoid using angled headers, I think I'll use an angled receptacle. And straight headers. So am I going to be able to fit that? I need to just download some of these models and try placing them. The heck is that? Kind of tempted to have one socket at each end of the PCB as well, so it's kind of like distributed evenly. So maybe I'll do 2 4-pin headers. Let's see. Let me download some stuff from Salons. Two rows and how many pins? 3.6. Okay, good. Do they have a CAD model? Yes. Let me download that. Just make sure I'm not gonna dox anything. Okay. I guess I can search the same thing, but with this as a 2. That'll probably give me a... Yeah, that's what I want. I agree. And then I want some headers. Give me the headers. No pictures. Great. Just great. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong too. Need that. And that. 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 What do we got? How's work going, Broham? Work is fine. Try those massives out yet? No, not yet. No, I don't know what I've been doing. Yeah, I gotta try and find some. I don't know. Gotta try and find some and test them out. I've been thinking I need to get some noise cancelling headphones to use traveling. I was thinking about getting some in-ear monitors actually. Have you had any experience with in-ear monitors? I use Sony. Like, are they in-ear monitors or are they just like TWS headphones? Let me just quickly do some file management. Pin header. Pin receptacle. Okay. I've always been curious, but haven't picked up a set. I use Sony earbuds and Beats. 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 Really? I mean, I'm a Sony fan, but Beats? Why have I got summons on there twice? Quick pairing to my iPad for getting an idea of the mix. Yeah, that's fair. Sony offers EQ in the app. Yeah, I like that. Sorry. What are these struggling lately? Okay. Just a second. Almost done with my OCD naming. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it is nice to have the EQ, but yeah, how do you know, like, how do you calibrate it, you know? They're common consumer headphones. I put my Beats Fit Pro at the iPad Pro level of audio. Really? So they're useful. I primarily listen to my Sony pair though. Yeah, I don't know. I only know from like much older Beats products that like they used to be not that good quality. I didn't extract that. Once Apple bought them, they improved a lot. Oh, I didn't even realize that Apple bought them. Way less bass, much more balanced soundstage. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Good to know. Yeah, I probably need to get some new headphones soon. I've still just been using these Sennheiser HD25s, which I've had for years and years, but you know, they do the job. But yeah, and I use these when I'm like cycling and is it gonna focus? Yeah, I use these when I'm like cycling and walking around and stuff, just because I don't like having my surroundings blocked out. Have you seen those wireless cans that have a tube amp installed? No. That seems a bit crazy. A tube amp. I use V-Moda and I like mine a lot. They're just warm and a bit small for my ear piercings. Yeah. I used to have my ears pierced and I actually took them out and just never put them back in because I was so sick of wearing headphones with ear piercings. I was just like, no, not doing it anymore. But I think if you get the right headphones, then it can be okay. I think you need like big over ears. Alright, let me see if I can make something like this actually work. Oh, it's not looking good. Just going to do some quick mating. So this is not going to be the way that I would normally do it. Just want to quickly see. Yeah, nah. There's not enough room. There's just nowhere near enough space for that. Or is there? No, there's not. There's definitely not. I have bigger gauges now. We talking about the piercing sizes? I don't know how to pronounce that. Is a brand making those vacuum tube headphones? They are a Kickstarter though. I wouldn't gamble on Kickstarter anymore. Fair. But I'm interested in seeing the reviews when they do launch. Yeah, my ears are at 16 millimeters. Oof. Does that make it more or less painful when you wear headphones? Going bigger? Headphones. The world's only vacuum tube something something headphones. Okay. A more realistic listening experience. God, I hate marketing. Depends on the jewelry, to be honest. That's more of an issue I have. I see. Signal path designed to fill out the sound and add warmth. Of course, add warmth to digitally compressed music. Okay, so acknowledging that you're going to be listening to digital music anyway, and then just add on a bit of analog compression as well. Add clarity to the mid-range where our ears are most sensitive. Reveal more detail in the instrumentation. Make vocals more realistic. Look, you can paint me officially skeptical. Because I don't know anything about tubes being part of this design that would add clarity, reveal detail, or make things more realistic. Like, if anything, it's only going to make it less like the original audio. Right, freaking marketing is boilerplate these days. Some fool is making a holographic synth system, and of course it's game changing. Yeah, and every Kickstarter is like the first ever this, you know? It's like, is it? I mean, it's the first tube amp headphone I've ever seen. I doubt it's the first time that anybody's ever done it though. But I'm more just skeptical about their claims about the quality and stuff. A difference you can hear. I'd like to see the data on that. Complex harmonic structure. Wider dynamic range. Increase gain. I mean, that's just getting louder. Soft clipping. Like, I think soft clipping is the only real benefit to tube amps. Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical. They look cool. I'm sure they sound good, but necessary? I don't know. We are setting a new paradigm shift of synthetic energy. Well, I use an old tube headphone amp to run my VSTs through before they hit my hardware chain. It's neat, but I don't know how much it affects the sound. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think you do, if you do like blind hearing tests on these things, you probably wouldn't hear the difference. I don't know if it's true that you get more dynamic range out of a tube amp. I need to look into that again, but I mean, there's always these claims about like analog versus digital audio and stuff, and you know, people would say like pure analog audio, like bad enough if they say vinyl, but even if they say like a reel-to-reel tape with pure analog recording on there or something, like the dynamic range of tape is terrible compared to modern digital recording. Like the dynamic range is like, it's the equivalent of like 11 or 12 bit, whereas we mostly record in 16 bit at the minimum digital, if not 24 or 32 bit. So like the dynamic range of tape sucks. But I don't know. I don't know what dynamic range of tube amps is like, or if it changes the dynamic range. It's neat. It saturates and adds some distortion, a bit of high-end roll-off. Yeah, that's the real value of tubes, like, is the degrading effect that it has on the audio. Like, 'cause if you purposely want that effect. I bought this tube amp back in 2013. It's still alive and kicking. Yeah, but it's analog. I know, right? I hope people grow out of that at some point. But yeah, like the tube warmth, I guess, like it is a thing, but it's not warmth. It's like saturation and distortion and soft clipping, which is good if you want it to sound like that. But it doesn't make things clearer. Anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. I think what I've realized is that this won't work. Maybe I have to try the right angle pins. Right angle pins. What have we got? Got more Sullens? Amphenol? See if I can find the Amphenol one. Econo stick. It does make pigments sound great, and granular stuff sounds pretty nice. Yeah, I agree. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think you can achieve the same thing to some extent, maybe not perfectly, with like with plugins like an emulated tube amp, if you will. But yeah, I do think it does make things sound nice. A real tube amp sounds nice. I agree. Let me get that, and I'll also get a 4-position one. What was that sound? Boop boop. This one? Why do Amphenol have to have such... it was Sachith Anand. That was the sound. Yeah, why do Amphenol have to have such long part numbers? What time is it, by the way? 10. I only installed it because it was collecting dust on my closet and I wasn't sure what to do with it. And my DAC plugs into my audio interface directly through Toslink. I'm going to keep it installed, I think. Yeah, for sure. I'm not judging you at all for it. Like, I'm into it, you know? I'd love to actually buy a tube guitar amp. Like, I got nothing against tube stuff at all. And I like analog gear too, you know? Just don't like... or it just makes me laugh a bit when people advertise it like that, that it's like adding clarity or something, you know? Like, I like it and I get it. But, come on, let's be realistic. But in your case, you're not wanting it for clarity, right? And it's not like it's destroying the clarity. It's like it's adding some character to it. And for sound design, that's exactly what you want. In my mind, digital audio is the cleanest audio offered. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I mean, depends what we're talking about. Like, if we're talking about like the cleanest reproduction of like amplified audio would be like an analog microphone connected to an analog amp into a speaker. But if we're talking about recorded music, yeah, you're not going to get higher quality recordings with analog gear than you can with digital. Okay. Oh, I need to save it. What's this part called? 4001. Yeah, like if you have audio recorder at like, I mean, you can do like 180 kilohertz at like 32 bits. It's gonna be pretty much impossible to get anything that's going to sound better quality than that. Absolutely love my digital synths, both hardware and software. I'm really drawn to ASMR level audio output I can achieve with digital synths. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should be able to get higher dynamic range in theory. I've got no problems with a full analog setup either, but like most of the time, like cool effects and mostly effects, like it's really hard to do good effects with analog. Like most good, interesting sounding effects are digital. Like it's really hard to do delays and stuff with analog. Like you can have tape delays, but yeah, it's tough though. Especially when I start including my software granular effects. Yeah, I seem to struggle with gain staging slash noise floor with some of my gear. Even my hardware pedals are DSP based. So gain staging and noise, like that's a problem that I mean that's an analog problem. Like you get it with digital devices as well. Like the Mod Dwarf is a digital device, obviously. But it has or had noise problems with like some power supplies and stuff. I mean, you know the story. But that's an analog problem. It's because the analog circuitry, like the noise is being created in the analog circuitry before it turns digital. That's actually the thing that I like about digital the most is that once audio is digital, it's basically noise free. Alright, so if I do the headers like this, that actually gives me a bit more space. Then I might be able to use those sockets like I used on the over here, these low profile ones. Who is this by again? Harwin. Wonder if I can get a 4 slot version of that. So that could work. Yeah, my DeepMind can get noisy. I've gotten really decent at getting everything properly gain staged, but the cleanest audio comes from my VSTs. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if even with digital gear, you get noise, but the noise comes in at the points where it's analog. Yeah, so like when you're going between devices, cables, stuff like that. But if it always stays digital, like if you had devices that were all connected together with like SPDIF or some digital protocol like that, you wouldn't get any noise. Like digital transport is basically impervious to noise. Like even I'm trying to think, like even I've had audio interfaces and stuff before where my graphics card in my computer would interfere over USB with the interface and it would create like a buzzing sound. And your instinct is to say like, okay, well that's a digital noise, but it's not. That's still analog. It's the the signal coming from the graphics card is creating noise in the analog part of the audio interface, like in the mic preamps and stuff. So basically, the less analog you have in your system, the better, in my opinion, because less noise. If you don't care about noise, then it's not a problem. I care about noise though. I'm really into how am I going to find the 4-pin version of this? Can I just change this to a 4? No. I never understood the whole analog versus digital argument in the synth world. Lol. You're gonna get Yesa on stream soon. I want to know about the software aspect of this beast too. Yeah, I'm trying. Actually, I should have tried again this week. Last week he was busy. This week I didn't ask him, so that's my fault. Yeah. Let's see. I'll see if I can get him on. Maybe on Tuesday or something we can do it. Yeah. Never understood the whole analog versus digital argument in the synth world. I mean, like, analog, like you can get some crazy sounds out of analog gear because there's so many variables. Like, if you think in like an oscillator and stuff, like an oscillator or whatever module you're using, like they have so many individual components, like so many resistors and capacitors and you know, traces on circuits and stuff, and all of those are like imperfect, I guess, and all of them have some feedback effect, like going in different directions in circuits and stuff, that mean, like, if you were to think about, okay, what a resistor does technically in a circuit and recreate that in software, it would sound perfect, but it would sound different to the analog version because there's more variables in the analog version. Like, especially when you're amplifying really low signals, like any tiny little changes in a signal before it gets amplified is going to get amplified for lack of a better word. So there's so many variables and things that can change in an analog system that creates like chaos, I guess. So yeah, you do get more chaos in analog synths, I guess. But you can do the same with digital as long as you program in some amount of chaos. I don't own a drum synth, so I'm kind of holding out for more info on this. Don't put your music career on hold because of this product, because it's probably going to be a while. Erica Synth LXR02 looks sick. Yeah, and oscillator drift. Yeah, true. I mean, drift is not necessarily a good thing, right? What information do I need to put in here? Female. Connect the length. PCB surface mount. Why are they all right angle? Surface mount horizontal. That's what I want. What's TR? T plus R. Okay, the other one wasn't T plus R, so I'm gonna get this. Nice. Okay. I use VSTs for now. Someone is launching a rather interesting drum VST soon. Which one's that? Sorry, I just gotta do some more file management. I guess the danger with VSTs is like, well, not a danger, but like performing with VSTs is kind of tough, right? Is it the same part number? No. Okay, good. Yeah, like performing with VSTs is hard, like to get a setup that doesn't look like you just have your face dug into a... It does have the same part number. Wait, no it doesn't. One number different. I thought it was called 2020 or something. What's it called? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the VST. It's on pre-order, but it's a single creep for a single screen for all programming. Hey, what's going on? You walked in. Welcome. Good to have you here. Let me save this in receptacles. I have a T1 torso coming tomorrow, and I'm gonna explore some Euclidean beats. Dude, how have you always got new gear coming and going? It's ridiculous. T1 torso. Let's check this out. Oh, that looks cool actually. It's a controller or Euclidean beats? Is it a controller or is it a synth of some kind? I paid off my motorcycle and reduced my overhead. Okay, fair. So what is this thing? Tell me about it while I try and fit this into the assembly. Where is it? By the way, I'm also an artist. Nice, man. What kind of... I guess you mean like a musician? What kind of music? A Euclidean sequencer for a live performance. So sequencer, like a MIDI sequencer? Ah, you're a GFX artist. GFX. What's GFX? Am I just like having a mental blank right now? Okay, this could work. What do you think? This could possibly work. Let me have a look inside. How deep are the pins? Oh yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Means graphic design. Ah, okay, yeah, of course, makes sense. Do you want any customized design for music or channel? Would love that. Absolutely. How much are we talking? I'm in the process of selling my DeepMind 12 today. It paid for the T1 in full. Okay, fair. Hey, I'm not judging you, man. I love hearing about your new gear. Can I share my portfolio with you? Yeah. Where to send it to me? Maybe on. Maybe you send me an Instagram message. My Instagram is here. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so I decided that I wanted this board to plug down into this one, right? And if I put the pins at the bottom and the header at the top, it's gonna, yeah, it doesn't work vertically. But if I use the right angle pins and a horizontal socket, I think that will work. So I'll put one, maybe one at each end. Yeah, I think that could work. B Walk Den. Yeah. If you got Instagram, send me it there. You just check if you already did it. Oh yeah, I got your message. I'll check it out after the stream and I'll send you a message because I'm probably gonna wrap up pretty soon, I think. Alright, so yeah, I think okay, take your time. So aggressive. Let me just try one more thing with these. I may need your assistance one day this week or next. Oh yeah, what do you need help with? I may be of assistance. Do you need graphic design assistance? Assistance. Check my streaming stuff. I got my mics hooked up and had to create a mute and stuff with my expression pedal. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I mean, you're in my stream like every single time. I definitely owe you some view time, some watch time, I guess you would say. God, this scroll wheel's pissing me off. Okay, that's my two options, I think. Gonna do some, wait, so I'll need some audio checks on my stream. Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna do some live jams with the T1, I think, and start some sound design streams. Nice. Joe hooked me up with Syntorial 2 for free, and I've been working through that for a bit. Who's Joe? Dude, it's like every message you've got like a new device for me or a new plugin or something. Like, there's so much going on in your music world that I'm just so far behind. Syntorial. Oh, it's like a lesson thing, or? Okay, that's cool. Joe Hanley is the dude who made Audible, Genius, and Syntorial. He made Audible. Or Audible Genius. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Alright, what's going to be the thumbnail of this video? Of this stream? 3 MIDI jacks sitting next to each other? Or... maybe this. Yeah. It's his company. They do ear training lessons for synthesis and beat production. Okay, that's sick. Can I tell you something? You look too decent, man. Love it. I don't exactly know what that means, but I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. I think that's where we're at for now on this one. I think this is the way to go. Ah, means like you look too professional and calm. Okay. You think I need to be more energetic and crazy? Yeah, I gotta be like I gotta step up my YouTube game, you know? Be like, what's up, guys? Welcome back to this video. Today, I'm doing MIDI jacks. We got pins, we got sockets. Look at this pin. Look at these sockets. It's fucking crazy. It's true, and those sweet dulcet tones. I don't even know if I said that word right. Because I'm dealing with streamers, majority of them are a little hyper. Yeah. What can I say? I'm a chiller. I don't know. Also, like I live in an apartment in Germany, and I'm used to neighbors complaining when I'm being too loud, so I try to like keep it chill. I feel like everyone is high energy to sell shit. Yeah, probably. I mean, it works. Like, it keeps people engaged. I'm just like trying to be sustainable, you know, like in my own motivation. Like if I have to be like putting a heap of energy into it every time, then it's going to be like draining, I guess. I want to be consistent, so I'm just like, you know, doing it in a way that's comfortable for me, I guess. But I've been streaming now for 2 hours and 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and I think that I want to wrap it up. I'm happy with how this stream went, I think. Didn't quite finish MIDI board connectors, but there was a lot to consider, and I got my CAD models and everything. So in the next video, I think I'm gonna fix up these models a little bit, because I'm really OCD about how I set up my library components. And yeah, I'll put in some sketches so that I can actually I guess position this exactly where it needs to be. And yeah, I can change some stuff about these PCBs as well. Right now there isn't a space here for the pins, and I also need the PCB to lock into this one. So yeah, got some stuff to do still, but we're getting there. Feel you. I'm gonna be following your lead on making a list of stream goals before I begin in earnest. Oh man, I'm just making it up as I go. But yeah, I think what will be more likely is once you start taking streaming seriously, then I'll have somebody to learn from. Man, shared my portfolio once you're free. Let's check. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, for now, I think that's it for me. So, yeah, thanks guys for sticking around and chatting. It's been good. Well, you have a list on you almost every stream with a list of goals. It's just like to-do list for the project, otherwise I'd forget what I'm doing. But yeah, you know, figuring it out slowly. What I need is more time, and what I need is to get to like 1,000 subscribers so that I can start getting paid 1 cent every 3 months. Great. I'm gonna we'll see you on IG. Yeah, sounds good, man. Thanks for that. Alrighty. Yeah. See you on the next stream. I'll moderate for you. That sounds good. Yeah, it's good having you here, man. And yeah, let me know when you're streaming. I've got your notification bell checked and everything, so I should see it if you ever go live without telling me first. But yeah, sounds good. All right. well, yeah, thanks for being here, guys. And if you're watching later, appreciate you checking out the video and checking out the project. And if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you follow me. I guess my priority would be on YouTube. That's the place where I'm getting the most growth, and I've also put some other videos up there as well, outside of live streaming. So yeah, that'd be the place to go to, I think. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, would really appreciate if you like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, then subscribe would also be great. I need to try to push to 1,000. So I think I'm at like 225 now or something. So we've got a way to go, but you know, it's picking up, slowly getting there. One day at a time. But yeah. Sick or touch base beforehand. Have a good night. You have a good night too, man. And yeah, if you're watching this later on, have a good day, a good night, whatever it is. And yeah, once again, thank you for watching. And see you next time.